Darkside Detective is a point-and-click adventure game from Spooky Doorway that places you in the shoes of Francis McQueen, a detective for the Twin Lakes Police Department. He's assigned to the Paranormal Darkside Division alongside his dim but well-meaning partner, Dooley. Together, they've 9 cases to solve over the course of the game. Right, just a wee bit of technical guff because I really want to talk about how much I love this game. The graphics are as basic as it's possible to get without being classified as cave paintings, and there's no character animations. The pixel art is only as detailed as it needs to be. Their graphics don't affect the gameplay or the overall quality, but I can see this as an issue that some will get hung up on. There are no voiceovers and hardly any incidental sound effects. The background music is atmospheric, but not anything special, which is surprising seeing as how it was composed by Ben Prunty, the same composer of the music from FTL. It's not a distraction from the gameplay, it helps set the scenes nicely, but it's not anything special. The gameplay is pure point and click. If you're a fan of LucasArts or Sierra games, you're right at home here. There are a few set pieces in some of the episodes, and there's one sliding tile puzzle. The game has no sense of danger either, as there's no stage at which you can die. Now this didn't ruin the game for me, as it's a common mechanic in a lot of adventure games. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Darkside Detective is divided up into 9 cases. While there's not much of an overarching storyline linking all of them together, some cases do reference other ones, so playing them in order is pretty much the only way to go. It's a shame a more solid story wasn't written to join them all up. In fact, the choice to play the cases out of sequence seems pointless when looked back on. Thankfully, the cases themselves are all fantastic. Each one is its own little adventure, from hunting down gremlins in the police station because someone was gifted a cursed urn, to figuring out why a ghost train has arrived at a station. Each has its own cast of characters, and these are one of the major reasons to play Darkside Detective. Put simply, the characters are all wonderfully well written. Darkside Detective is probably one of the best casts of any adventure game not written by Jane Jensen. The main character McQueen is modelled as a kind of low-rent John Constantine, and his partner Dooley is a hilarious idiot. They really carry the game, and are surrounded by a cast of supporting characters who are a genuine pleasure to interact with. These include the Blood Wolves, a sort of nihilistic Boy Scouts, Santa, working part-time as a chef in a diner, and your ghostly doppelgangers from an alternate dimension. Darkside Detective is a case study in effective character design. Every single character adds something to the story and experience. This is made even more impressive when you consider that there's 140 of them. What I'm trying to say here is that this is a living, breathing world. As ridiculous a place as it is, Twin Falls really does seem like a real one. Which leads me to the second half of why this game is so excellent, the dialogue. I'm not being hyperbolic here when I say that Darkside Detective is literally one of the funniest scripts I've encountered in decades, and I mean truly laugh out loud funny. With a proper voice cast, this game could have been something really incredible. McQueen breaks the fourth wall more times than Deadpool, and the sheer number of references to movies or books would take me another hour just to list. The best part is that none of this gets tiresome. The game is so well written that all the winks and nods add to the charm of the game, rather than catapult you out of the experience like in other games, such as Thimbleweed Park. Darkside Detective is that rare breed of game, one that just gets better as it goes on. The self-referential humour is razor sharp and a constant source of entertainment. This isn't just a load of geek culture 101 memes. This is a game that is hilarious in only the way something well written can be. There's a scene where the rest of the police force are throwing an officer his retirement party 3 days early because they don't want to waste the cake if he dies the day before retirement. There's a scene where you've constructed a disguise from the most ridiculous items, which works because the very act of trying the disguise impresses the target so much that they let you continue due to your initiative. Of course, there's always the danger with reference-based jokes that your references won't land, but unless you were born within the last 20 years and have been living under a rock playing nothing but Fortnite, you should get most of the jokes. I'm delighted to report that there's not a single Monty Python joke in this entire game. Darkside Detective is a truly stunning piece of writing with some of the best characters you'll ever encounter in a game. The music is good and the artwork is only passable, but this is a game that really plays to its strengths. This is a game that will have you hooked to the end and waiting with bated breath for the sequel. And if this game is anything to go by, the sequel is going to be incredible.